Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the second week of August 2021 in my life planner. As you can see, I've put in just a tiny bit of a dent. You can't really tell. So here we go. I'm just going to open ahead. This is my August calendar so far. Lots of things have picked up this week, so I am definitely ready and eager to use this planner. But anyway, let's get into the kit. So I have a very special kit today. This is the Nautical kit from ChicBlossomPrints. I bought it over a year ago, so it is not available anymore. But if you ever do one of the Oops sales that she does, where you get like a ghost kit, this could be one of them. So I really just love the art in this kit, and I love the peaches and the blues. So I decided to save it for my honeymoon, which was originally supposed to be in March 2020. We can all guess what happened there. So to say that I have been waiting to use this for a long time is an understatement. This is the mini kit. The mini kits no longer exist, now it's just one size, but this was a mini, but you can see it has beautiful silver foiling. This is very subtle, but very, very pretty. We've got more peaches. I love this deco. It's pretty much my favorite. And we've got these great nautical stripes, these beautiful date cover notches here, and that is the whole kit. I also am going to use, this was a freebie from Charlotte's Paper Company. These flags go perfectly with this coloring, so I'm definitely going to use those. And then this was a freebie that I got from the Hippie Goth stickers, and it's nautical themed tattoos, which are too perfect not to use. Have to use them, going to use them, so here we go. All right, so now, confession, I am filming this at the end of the day on Tuesday the 3rd. This has been happening to me over and over this summer. I don't know why. Starting on, I guess, the 15th, you are going to start seeing more consistent scheduled plan with me's, because I'm not going to have time during the week to film and do all of this, and I'm actually going to have important things to put in my planner. So this is the last of the staggered strange planning, but you will see more consistent planning with me from now on. All right, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to go into a voiceover, speed things up, and I will come back to you shortly. All right, so first things first, I wanted to add silver foil to the date dots using a sheet from Charlotte's Paper Company. This sheet has been really useful, and I got one in each foil setting, so I can use it pretty much with any kit. If you get the clear underlay, you can put it on anything, and I can't tell you how excellent this has been just to have it handy. So obviously this is a nautical theme. I decided to try and get through this planning week a little quicker than usual, just because I have a lot to do this week. And I'm amazed actually at how accurate I am. I very rarely made mistakes, so I'm a little proud of myself. And I got most of my stickers lined up correctly, which I don't usually do, so slight pat on the back. I didn't put down the foiled headers at first, because I sort of forgot. But I turned everything over just to make it a little bit easier for me to lay stuff down. I was, I think, simultaneously watching The West Wing while I was planning this. And I think zooming in like this will give a better shot of what I was working on. So once again, I did not cover up the flower. I don't know if I'm going to do that for the rest of this planner, because I just love these elements and I don't want to hide them. So the glitter headers at the top, they're very, very subtle. I probably could have done without it, but I wasn't super crazy about the floral art that came with this kit, but I'm still practicing my driving. Once I come back from this cruise, I will officially be commuting every day, and that should be really interesting. So I kept my sidebar stuff really, really simple this week. Just making sure that I had my cleaning schedule in there. I don't know what my cleaning schedule is going to look like once I start working. I don't know what my life is going to look like when I start working. I haven't worked in 3 years because I've been in school. So I covered up the last 2 days of this because we won't be here because we're going to be on our honeymoon. So I put in a little flag to mark that. So starting off with Monday, I put in that weird peachy flower element here. And I staggered my to-dos and my todays and just used what I needed to make it work. Sorry, the little bottom got cut off there for a second. So again, I was filming this on Tuesday, so the things I'm putting on these to-do lists already happened, which is kind of cheating, but that's okay. You know, at least they're on there. It's like a weird mix of memory planning and, oh goodness. Yes, so I had 2 more driving lessons scheduled, which is kind of funny because I'd been driving for the past week or so on my own, doing things, and technically I didn't really need the driving lessons, but I'm really glad I did them because my driving instructor had pushed me to do my commute without using the GPS, and now I feel confident to do it without the GPS. That Talk to Someone sticker is from the Once More with Love. I think it's like a self-care sheet. A dear friend of mine suffered a very severe loss over the weekend, and it kind of shook me. It still shakes me. So I spent, even though I'm putting stuff down of things I did, it felt like a blur the whole day. But I was able to connect with her, and I'm really glad that I could. On Tuesday, I got a crazy email from my boss, my new assistant principal, telling me I had mandatory virtual orientation a week before my start date, which happens to coincide with the cruise. So getting into that driving lesson, I was very frazzled. Thankfully, it has all been cleared up. I do not have to attend, but there was a brief moment where I was very, very concerned about what my honeymoon was going to look like. So I was filming this Plan With Me. I did bid for a cruise room upgrade, which doesn't really make a ton of sense, but I do hear that sometimes at the last minute they will accept lower bids, so that's why I did that. We're pretty happy with the room we have, though, so if nothing happens, no big deal. I'm very excited about this cruise. It's the first one that the company is launching since COVID, and the regulations to get on the ship are incredibly strict, thankfully. You have to be vaccinated. You can't on board if you're not. They're doing tests before you get on the ship. There have been lots and lots of hoops to jump through to get this to work, so I feel pretty confident about it, but there have been all these little things that I've been just trying to do to enhance the trip for us, because this has been a year and change coming. So on Wednesday, I thought I had to drive to pick up my laptop, and I ended up not having to do that, so I used the Charlotte Paper Company flags, which went perfectly with this kit. I did have another driving lesson, and it went really, really well. My goals for the day sort of didn't really happen, I'll be honest with you. I've been using my X-Acto knife more and more lately in planning just to keep things simple, and I love it. I used to be very afraid of the X-Acto knife. We always order out on Wednesdays, so I left a place for that. I end up
Zooming with a friend. Also, I wasn't sure that that was going to happen. I gave some advice for someone interested in publishing in an informational interview yesterday, and that was a real throwback because I haven't thought about publishing in almost 4 years, or 3 years, I guess. I did end up driving to the library by myself, which was very exciting, but then I opted to go somewhere else afterwards, and on my way home, I made one wrong right turn and ended up going north on the highway and had to turn around. I don't know if any new drivers have experienced this, or not even new drivers. I think this is something that anyone can do, but it just kind of happened and deterred me for 20 minutes. I was very annoyed. I love the artwork in this kit. It kind of reminds me of artwork done by an illustrator named Sophie Blackall. I don't know if anyone is familiar with her work. She has this great picture book that just came out called Hello Lighthouse, and that's what the nautical wheel reminded me of. So again, I'm just laying down the foundation for the week and the weekend, trying to stagger the to-dos and the today lists to separate the events from my action items. Sorry you can't see the lower part of this, but there it is. I saved the most nautical themed images for towards the end of the week when we would actually be going on the ship. I was very calculated about this. So on Friday, we're flying out to where our port is, and then on Saturday is when we actually get on the ship. And the ship leaves in the early evening, so we have a whole day at sea that Sunday. And normally you can book activities on the ship, but also before you leave. And because of the quick turnaround that they had to get this cruise ship allowed to cruise, they stopped people from booking in advance. So basically, once we get on the ship, we have to book everything that we're going to do on the ship, like dinners and entertainment and things like that. We have to book it the second we get on the ship. So that's going to be a major priority. I will not be taking my planner with me because it's a very big, bulky item. And I would be really devastated, actually, if something happened to it. My fear is not so much that, like, oh, it's too heavy. It's more that I really, really don't want to lose it. So I'm filming this voiceover on Thursday morning. I can tell you right now, this drive to work thing is probably not going to happen. I was going to practice my commute on my own one more time before we left, but I didn't get up early enough this morning to do it in actual commuting traffic. So I think I'm just going to let that go and maybe practice the day after we get back. So my to-dos for Friday morning, we have a little bit of time in the morning before we have to go to the airport, are your standard. Before you go on vacation, make sure that you don't have anything in the refrigerator, taking out the trash, putting movies on my device because I will not have internet. We have security cameras in our home to watch the doors, but they're mostly there so we can watch our cat. We have a lovely pet sitter who takes very good care of our cat while we're gone, but it also means that we can see him because we miss him. Making sure to remind myself that I need to check work emails and set vacation reminders on my emails. For those of you who've never cruised before, very rarely do you get internet unless you pay for a really expensive package. And to be honest, having an excuse to turn your internet off for an entire week is such a gift. I didn't want to even risk that. So I'm putting in those tattoo stickers. They look so good with this kit. It looks like it was made for it. I just want to use the last minute of this video to recommend to everyone who has not yet gotten vaccinated, please go get vaccinated if you're able. I cannot tell you how important this is for all of us, for children, for your families, for yourself. Please don't put yourself at risk when you don't have to. This is incredibly important, and we are about to embark on a time when the decisions we make will affect generations to come. So please, please, please go get vaccinated if you have not done so already. If you are already vaccinated, thank you. And please exercise caution, wear masks indoors or in crowded places to keep the breakthrough viruses at bay. I recognize the privilege I have to say and do this, and I know that not everyone can be vaccinated due to medical concerns right now, but if you can, please go ahead and do it. It will make a world of difference.
Okay, so here we go. This is the overview. I think it came out really well. It looks beautiful. It looks very sweet. I sort of use more white space than I usually do in these kinds of things. You wouldn't really know it from this particular planner because you'd have to look at like when I was busier a couple months back, but essentially I actually really like this because it lays out everything that I need to do really well and in a pretty way. Like if I tilt this, you can kind of see all of the elements coming together. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'm not going to see or hear from most of you for another week, but I just want to say have a wonderful rest of your summer, and stay tuned for the next Plan With Me coming in about 2 weeks. Take care.